Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Saturday crypto and finance recap. So if you missed it, the Fed's preferred inflation gauge, Core PCE, came in at 2.8% for September, which is keeping everyone on their toes about where rates are headed next. Speaking of rates, we've got some interesting dynamics playing out because while Bank of America thinks markets might start pricing in a January cut, despite the Fed's careful messaging, White House advisor Kevin Hassett is openly saying it's time for the Fed to cautiously reduce rates, and he's expecting a bigger rebound in the first quarter. Meanwhile, over in Japan, traders are now putting a 93% chance on a 21 to 40 basis point rate hike at the Bank of Japan's next meeting, so completely different story across the Pacific. Now let's talk Bitcoin because it's been a bumpy ride. We saw it fall back under $90,000 and the odds of it crossing 100,000 again this year have dropped to just 35% according to traders on Kalshi. That sell-off triggered some serious pain with $412 million worth of crypto long positions getting liquidated in the past 24 hours alone. And BlackRock clients sold $114.73 million worth of Bitcoin. But here's the flip side. There are over $4 billion in short positions that would get liquidated if Bitcoin climbs back to 95,000. So the potential for a squeeze is very real. On the bullish side, JPMorgan is sticking to its Bitcoin versus gold model, which puts Bitcoin at 170,000 over the next year. And the publicly traded Exodus CEO is even more optimistic, predicting 200,000 in 2026. Institutions are still stacking, though. Matrixport withdrew 5,805 Bitcoin worth $468 million from Binance in the past day. Strategy raised $1.44 billion to prove they can secure funding even in a downturn. And get this, Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick says Texas is now the first state in history to purchase Bitcoin. Plus, Indiana just introduced a bill that would allow pensions to invest in Bitcoin. Metaplanet pulled off something interesting too. They raised $50 million using Bitcoin as collateral to buy more Bitcoin, and Fidelity CEO Abigail Johnson came out saying she likes Bitcoin and owns Bitcoin herself. There was some interesting commentary from Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary, who says most altcoins, what he calls poo-poo coins, are done and only Bitcoin and Ethereum will survive. There's also drama brewing in the Layer 1 space because Solana's Anatoly Yakovenko is demanding that Base's Jesse Pollock migrate Base apps to Solana. So transactions are linearized by Solana-staked block producers, which is a pretty bold ask. On the regulatory front, the SEC's Crypto Task Force is holding a roundtable on financial surveillance and privacy on December 15th. And there's some interesting takes on privacy in crypto because Zcash's co-founder says Michael Saylor thinks Bitcoin shouldn't have privacy like Zcash because that would allow nation-states to shut it down. In the broader markets, it's worth noting that Bitcoin was actually trading in lockstep with the Mag 7 stocks until the last 2 months. But now Bitcoin is down 11% over the past year versus a 26% gain for the Mag 7. The S&P 500 has lived in a drawdown 92% of the time, but has still returned an average of 12% per year since 1980, despite an average intra-year drawdown of minus 14%. So volatility is just part of the game. In corporate news, President Trump is set to unveil a new AI platform called Truth AI. The EU fined Elon Musk's X $140 million. Netflix is acquiring Warner Bros. For $72 billion. And SpaceX is in talks for a share sale at an $800 billion valuation. That's your wrap for today. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you tomorrow with another update.